As one enemy is defeated, another appears. One guy was a very shy around women. Another guy is a man without any heart that likes to toy with his opponent in a sadistic way by making them show their greatest hurt, so to speak. This is the Anger Enemy Fan, this is the Despair Reviewer, and this is the Fairy Tale Fairy Signal Series, episode 23. Jacob fights Natsu and Lucy and has the upper hand, unfortunately. But growing tired of the fact that Natsu and Lucy are fighting him, he decides that he's going to kill every single one in the Fairy Tale guild that he has in his own space. Realizing that Jacob is the one that teleported everyone away in that situation, he immediately tells him that Brandish and her underling is there too. Looking into the space, he realizes that she is right, so he frees Brandish. But that was what Lucy was looking for. She creates a Gemini and Star Dress that makes Gemini copy the underling's quirk, because unfortunately Gemini cannot copy the quirk of someone's magic that is stronger than him or they. I mean, it's a girl and a boy. So, but especially if Lucy's magic is like that, but they can copy the flamboyant underling of Brandish, and since he has a space cancelling magic, he can cancel out the magic of Jacob, and that is what Lucy does, therefore freeing the entire Fairy Tale guild. And Makarov immediately takes revenge for Mavis, saying it's the Day of the Elderly for her too, although technically she's only in her 20s, sends Jacob flying with a powerful punch that breaks the guild, but then sends Natsu flying after him, especially if Natsu says, "You're destroying the guild, Grams." Well, isn't that hypocritical? So Natsu uses his full power to not only burn off Jacob's clothes to his underwear, but also defeat him with a powerful punch. Brandish willingly returns to her cell, saying that it's impressive they defeated Jacob, but also says that they cannot win now, because the next member is someone who is stronger than anyone else, and that is August after all. Back on the battlefield, Team Gajiel has discovered the team of Sabretooth and Mermaid Heel, but much to their horror, the Sabretooth and Mermaid Heel have been defeated by the Alvarez forces on that level, and yes, to further show their sadism, the Alvarez Empire have put them on crosses and then parading with them as to show their prizes of defeating. The sad music that is placed there worked very well in that scene. But back on the Ersa's battlefield, they finally met the ship that conceals one of the Springen 12, a flamboyant guy that talks slightly poetic but more flamboyant, a man named Neinhardt, who actually can summon forth an image, not an illusion, but basically not even a dead magic, so to speak, but almost like a complete copy of an original person that is in one person's heart and mind. It's called History of Corpses. That is why he summons Simon, that is in all three's hearts. And Kagura get emotional, but unfortunately that is not the real Simon, which Jalal points out, much to Kagura's frustration. But then Jalal saves Kagura from an attack that almost destroys the ship and sinks them both into the ocean, especially when an anchor begins to fall on top of them. So Ersa is left to deal with two other History of the Corpses, Ikagura of Trinity Heaven, the Trinity Raven, the Assassination Guild, and Asuma of Grimoire Harto, and then finally Kyoka of Tartarus. And then, to further show his sadism and his arrogance, Neinhardt spreads his History of Corpses all around the battlefield, where he summons Ur to confront Grey and Leon, Keys to confront Juvia, Sankrov to confront Meridi, Hades to confront Luxus, and Izel to confront Wendy. These are not illusions, this is not even image magic, it is a willingly... No, it's not a willingly, it's a perfect image of the original person's personality and existence. That is History of the Corpses. Kagura managed to free herself from the ocean, although she doesn't really want to save Jalal, knowing that Ersef loves him. She does so anyway, but when she gets to the surface, Jalal is unfortunately unconscious, so she has to use CPR to bring him back to life. But Ersa is in trouble. she's overwhelmed by 3 Historias that were among her strongest foes she ever faced. But I think she can win. That's basically it. Some nice action scenes, the emotional music that played when Sabretooth and Meredith was captured, that really worked well. You really felt the despair in that moment. History of the Corpses is a cool magic, although a little bit sadistic. But the animation in that scenario, I had to admit it could have been better. But Jacob being defeated was fun. That was a little bit more of the comedy section. Well, he was a pretty strange villain anyway. Give me your thoughts if you have any.